What's the difference between vertical breathing and horizontal breathing? As a general rule, we ultimately want to be horizontally breathing. That's going to keep us more parasympathetic or down-regulated, which is ultimately the goal. And it's going to allow us to be most efficient just in how we breathe day to day. And then in terms of training, it's going to actually allow us to be able to create more stability for our whole trunk, our whole spine, which is going to allow you to move with more freedom while being less likely to become injured. So horizontal breathing is going to be essentially, as you take an inhale, you're filling your whole intra-abdominal area with pressure, and that breath is literally going out. So I'm feeling my belly expand forward, I'm feeling my sides expand laterally, and I'm breathing into my lower back. So it's as if I'm filling up a barrel worth of air, and everything from basically your chest down is what's expanding with air. That would be a horizontal breath. A vertical breath would essentially be the opposite, which is a poor, dysregulated style of breathing, it's actually called a paradoxal style of breathing, which is where I take an inhale, my belly goes in, my ribs go in, my back goes in, and my shoulders come up, which in breathing that way, what it's signaling to you is it's signaling that you're in a sense of panic because you're using all your secondary muscles for the breathing mechanics, which ultimately is going to create anxiety. It's going to lead to more breathlessness. It's going to lead to decreased ability to create stability through your trunk. So the easiest way to work on patterning this and becoming aware of this is first at rest, because again, while you're exercising, it's going to be harder to do. So start at rest while you're sitting, while you're working, maybe while you're gently walking around the neighborhood. And as you're expanding and taking your breaths, feel, am I expanding into my belly? Am I going into my ribs? Am I going to my back? And an easy way to do that is if I make L's with my hands, I can grab my ribs right around my side, just below my ribs. So I have my fingers going into my stomach, I have the sides here going right into my sides, and my thumbs go into my lower back. Now, the thing with this is as I take an inhale, I want to feel pressure into every part of that. So I have my finger into my belly, my sides, and my low back. They're all expanding outward. That's patterning me. And you'll notice there's different people who are going to have like the ability to breathe in their stomach really well, but not their back. And it's one of those things where you can emphasize pushing your thumbs into your back to really try to create that movement. And like all neurological things, with practice, you're going to be able to improve that position. So I'd say first would be become aware of, are you horizontally or vertically breathing? If you're vertically breathing, make sure shoulders stay down, everything below your chest moves. And then you can reserve the shoulder piece for like when you're hyperventilating, when you're sprinting upstairs, or when you're in the middle of like a Metcon in training. Like that's when you're going to need that. But as quickly as you can, come back out of that position. So first is gain awareness. Second is going to be pattern this, where at rest, make sure you're horizontally breathing. And then as you're slowly adding more stimulus, so maybe you're on an air bike, maybe you're going for a walk, maybe you're carrying a kid, something along those lines, that becomes a stimulus in which you can train to make sure the position is still horizontally breathing. And the more you can create that awareness in everyday life, the more it's going to transfer over into all of your athletic pursuits.